So what makes a good learning experience? Here's a great quote from LinkedIn's Learning Report in 2022, which states that L&D is having a bit of an oh damn moment. L&D functions are being expected to lead some pretty high-level initiatives like mobility and upskilling. Our data indicates that L&D pros may feel underprepared. So what is lacking from L&D initiatives? Primarily, they need to be learner-led and learner-focused. No one-size-fits-all policy is going to satisfy the needs of individual learners within an organization. Learners need unique and personalized experiences focused on their individual learning goals. Next up, we have comfort within discomfort. And what does that mean? Learners need a degree of comfort to really express their unique learning styles. However, they also need to be taken outside of their comfort zone to really encourage reflection and allow them to feel challenged. By providing that balance, you can mitigate the risk of learners coasting through experiences without meaningful engagement and reflection on their specific learning goals. Finally, we have engagement. Traditional learning, as we know, can limit engagement. It fails to consider the individual learning styles and needs of the learners. Learning requires touch points and specific and individual goal-related reflection. And in doing so, you can really boost the engagement of learners. So what makes a good learning experience? A great learning experience adds value to the learner. How does it do that? Through regular and timely interventions throughout experiences to encourage recognition of progress and to reflect on learning. Learning is not necessarily about completing an individual course or a task. The value comes from recognizing progress. Timely reflection opportunities provide a chance to zoom in on specific learning and behavioral goals and allows learners to really understand what they're learning, where they're going, and how their individual experiences are adding value to them. A great learning experience focuses on being effective first. How? Every step of the journey matters. It needs to be clear specifically where the learning aspect is within an experience, but also on the journey as a whole. Each stage of an experience needs to clearly link back to a behavior that the individual learner is trying to develop explicitly in language. A great learning experience also promotes further learning. How? Experiences need to be engaging and exciting to encourage repeat usage. Learners need to feel delighted by their experiences. By providing check-ins and progress reports to encourage meaningful reflection, you can drive engagement through gamification and providing really interesting feedback to learners in regards to how they are progressing and where their learning is taking them. A learning experience is only valuable if the learner recognizes these three things: where they were prior to an experience, where they are now, and how they got there. So what does Ethical Angel consider when building projects? These are the three sort of key areas which are considered: consistency, learner behavior, and outcomes. So first up, we have consistency. And why that's important is because consistency breeds comfort. Experiences need to have a high level of consistency to facilitate comfort, ease, and repeat usage. Consistent staging provides a degree of structure in our learning experiences, and they provide that level of comfort needed for learners to really feel like they can just crack on with their experiences. Next up, we have learner behavior. We aim to direct learner behavior to mitigate risks. Supporting documents are provided for all experiences to provide a clear structure for how learners can behave throughout each individual project. A clear learner journey is absolutely crucial to help learners extract the most value out of their experiences. And finally, outcomes. All learning experiences absolutely must be outcome driven. Involving causes provides an impact benefit, but equally a risk of learning value being lost. However, by providing regular and timely opportunities to reflect on behaviours throughout a project ensures that learning is at the heart of all experiences and that the individual learning goals of a learner are indeed at the forefront of any sort of experience. So what do Ethical Angel learning experiences provide? First, regular and timely feedback opportunities linked to behaviours to highlight the value and learner focus of every experience. A clear learner journey at a high level and specific to individual learners to provide guidance and some level of comfort and consistency in usage. And finally, personalization and gamification of the experience to engage and delight users as they complete their individual learning journeys. So here are a couple of final takeaways. The experience of learning without meaningful reflection is just like volunteering with some learning benefits. And so what that means is that where the learning aspect really comes to be is by meaningful reflection throughout an experience at the right times. And so value becomes clear by providing detailed information upfront and opportunities for reflection and feedback targeted at those behaviours throughout experiences. And so to wrap things up, I thought this was a great quote on learning experiences and all the ingredients required to make them great. The best learning experiences are interesting, authentic, meaningful and challenging, yet feasible to complete, and collaboration is involved. So learn more about how Ethical Angel uses all of this to create the right learning experiences for your people.